Hi everyone, it's Donna again, and hope you're having a great day. Trying to get comfortable on my stool here. Okay, in the last lesson for absolute beginners, I taught you how to play the do re mi scale using the whole, whole, half. So let me start it. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half pattern on each string. Okay, what I did not tell you was what the names of each note were going up. That's for later. Okay, so what I would like to do now is bring you back to the C major scale. Okay, and remembering that the notes on your guitar are called are named this. Your sixth string is E. Your fifth string is A. Your fourth string is D. Your third string is G. Your second string is B. And your first string is E again, okay? So let's just pretend that we're playing the C major scale, but we're picking up in that scale on the note that starts on that string. So for example, let me just turn this around. So for example, I'm on my sixth string, and that's E. So if you're playing the C major scale, I'm going to pick up at the E. All right, C, D, E. Now remember, there is a natural half step between E and F and between B and C on the C major scale. So here's how you say the C major scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So we're going to pick up on C, D, E. C, C, C. Remember, the whole step is between C and D and between D and E. So it's whole, whole, half. Okay, so you have to remember to make that half step, which is 1 fret. Not 2 frets, okay, right there. So E, oh wait, between E and F is only half a step. F, between F and G is a whole step. Between G and A is a whole step. Between A and B is a whole step. Between B and C is a half step. So here we have on your sixth string the notes of your sixth string that will kind of form chords that you play. So E, E, F, G, A, B, C. I could keep going. D, E, F. Always just make it simple instead of tapping it out each time. On the C major scale, I'm talking only the C major scale, okay? Between B and C and between E and F, half steps, 1 fret, okay? Everything else is 2 frets, and if you can remember that, okay? So once again, on the sixth string, all right, you will get to know the notes, where they appear, okay? E, F, G, that was a whole step, A, B and C is a natural half step, C, I could keep going, D, E, F, okay? So you're picking up in the C major scale right on the note of the particular string. So let's move up to the next string, which is the open note, is A. You know that from your tuning. E, A, so let's do it, okay? Only remembering between B and C and between E and F is 1 fret, 1 half step. That's all you have to remember, okay? And you're going to be able to find your notes on this string. All right, that's A, B, whoops, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All right, all I have to remember is just between E and F and B and C. Okay, and I'm pretending that I'm picking up on my C major scale, my do, re, mi that we all know so well. All right, I'm picking up in that scale on the A note. So C, D, E, F, G, A. So that would be do, re, mi, fa, so. So I'm picking up on so. Well, I'm not singing the right note. So there you have it. All right. So let's go to the next string. Okay. Now, can you predict how to work this now? E, A, D. I'm starting on D. D. This is the fourth string. D. E. Oh, wait. Between E and F is a natural half step. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I can't play it. A. All right. So it's just that knowing where that natural half step is in the do, re, mi scale. So you can pick up the do, re, mi scale starting do, re, mi, fa, fa. So let's pretend fa was in one of the strings. Fa, so, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa. Okay? So the reason I'm telling you this is so that you can find notes on your guitar. So I'm going to know, oh, right here, there's my F on my sixth string. There it is. Oh, there's my G. There's my A. This is going to come in really handy later on when you're trying to figure out a song that you want to play, and all of a sudden you see a bar F or a bar A. And you're like, I don't know how to play that. Yeah, you do. So you're going to learn how to do that with this string, and you're going to learn how to do it with chord shapes, putting those two things together. So, okay, we just played the open D string. That's the fourth string. Let's go to G. G, this is the third string. G, well, I know between G and A is a whole step. So G, A, B, C. There's C. D, E, well, between E and F is half step. F, G, H, I, J, K. No, it doesn't work like that. G always goes back to A. A. I can find A anywhere on this guitar if I know this stuff. It takes a while. Sorry, my hair's I need a haircut really bad. And my hairdresser is really, really sick. And I only go to her. So I'm in like bad hair mode. But that's not why I'm here. Okay, now let's go to your second string, which starts on B. So we're pretending we're singing C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So we're starting on the do, re, mi scale, we're starting on T. T, do. Remember, between B and C is how many frets? How many steps? Half of a step. So this is B, B, C, D, E. Oh, wait, I know. F, that's only one fret. G, A, B, C, and I can keep going, knowing my pattern. Okay, I can find any note on any string if I remember the C major whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, but simplify it. All you have to remember is between B and C is a half a step, between E and F is a half a step. All the others are whole steps, okay? And you have to remember that a whole step, you move 2 frets. Half a step, you only move 1 fret. Let's go to the very last string, which is your open E. It's the first string, actually. There's E. It's exactly the same as the 6th string. Why? Because they're both E. They're exactly, what is that word when they're 8 notes apart? An octave. Same note, different frequency. Okay, so, sorry, whoops. Here's another place. I can find my E anywhere by learning these notes. And, you know, this is part of the non-fun part of learning guitar. And so in between all of this, you wanna play some fun things, all right? And I'll try to put up a video of just some fun songs you can play with some simple chords, just to start, you know, having fun with your guitar, all right? And you can play so many songs with 3 or 4 chords, sometimes even 2. Okay, so let's go to the first string. I know from my tuning, my standard tuning, all right, E, A, D, G, B, E. So I'm starting my C major scale right there. Now, I know right where F is, right? E, that's only half a step, because I remember that. E, F, G, A, B, half a step between B and C. That's 1 fret. D, E. Whoops. That's an octave. Whoops. All right. So that's just something to keep in mind. All right. Yesterday, and I don't want to confuse you, yesterday I told you how to use the whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half method to play a major scale starting with the note here. So this would be the E major scale. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That's not to be confused with pretending that we're picking up in the C major scale, where that's something different, okay? We're now pretending that we're playing the C major scale, but we ended up on this open E right here. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Now that does not sound like do, re, mi, does it? It's not supposed to. It's not supposed to, because we're picking up in the middle of the C major scale, all right? Enough of that. So just practice that, have fun with it. It'll come in handy later for you, again, like I said, to learn, okay, when we start to do chord shapes, and you know, well, this is the shape of an E major chord. Well, now it says F sharp major. Well, I know this is F. Well, so half a step is F sharp. So you don't have to look it up. I know E, so therefore I know F sharp. Oh, I also know G. Okay, I can play G here, or I can play it here. Okay, oh, I also know that this must be A, because E, F, G, A. Okay, I'll teach you more about that later, but I want you to understand why this is so important, even though it's like boring. But it'll really be handy later. Okay, thanks for listening, and happy playing.